Good morning, everyone, and welcome. This is your Remine class. This is farming and prospecting with Remine. My name is Christy Denny's, and I am one of your Miami trainers. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to get started on miamirealtors.com. From here, we're going to scroll to the middle of the page where we can click on the Miami Gateway. From here, you're going to access all of your products and services that are available, and we want to locate Remine. Remine is mostly towards the middle of your screen, right next to Sunstats. Now, there is 3 Remine classes. There is Remine Pro, and in this class, we talk deeply about what it is that you can do in order for you to use the Remine system as an MLS option. We also talk to you about the tax rule. We also talk to you about inviting your customers. Why? Because your customer is able to receive a credit report if they're interested in buying, and they're also able to receive an estimate of their home if they're interested in selling with you. They can also create their own portal within Remine. So if you see Remine Pro, please take it. I think you'll really enjoy it. Remine Farming and Prospecting, we're going to go into the search primarily, and we're going to find different ways that we can create campaigns in order for us to either email, call, create a digital ad, or create a mailer to contact potential customers, get potential buyers, potential sellers. And you also have Remine Mobile. This is going to teach you how to use the application as and from your mobile device. So there is 3 Remine classes. This is part of your single sign-on. So Remine will give you access simply by clicking on the icon. That's going to open you up to this page. Now, in today's class, we're primarily working on the farming and prospecting portion. So I'm going to bypass the daily. The daily screen was created for you to be able to jump in and get an overview of what's happening in your market and with your business. You get the date, you get the time, right? You're able to see the weather. You also have quick actions where you can invite a customer to use Remine. You can create a saved search and auto email for those customers. You can also start a chat with another agent, and then you can add an additional card. Here I have listing updates and market pulse. These are available for you to be able to have access to the local market conditions and the activity of what's happening with the new listings that have hit the market. Property notifications serves to give you an update on the properties that you are following up on. So if you're creating a campaign and one of your properties or one of the properties happens to change status from off market to active, you'll receive that notification so you can come back into your carts and update that info. So it gives it to you on a daily basis. I would look into this at least once a month between my mailers. You have an engagement card. This is going to give you access to how many contacts you've invited to the system and who has actually registered with you. From there, who's a buyer, who's a seller. And then, of course, you have your listings. So you have your active listings. You also have the previous statuses. And then under my listings, you also have my office. So you can access your own office listings. Now, to create a page or a landing page that you can share with your customers, you can do that towards the bottom. It's under your name. And we're going to jump into this a little later today if we have time, because like I said, we want to focus on the plans that you can do or the campaigns that you can do in the system. So I'm going to move into search. That's the meat and potatoes of the program. Towards the top, what we have is a way to search. You can search an address, a city, a zip code, a neighborhood, or a school. You also have nationwide search. So this is also a tax roll service. And if we are sharing data regarding tax roll information, you'll have access to that. You also have an advanced section. This will give you additional filters that you can use. And then towards the right, you also have your saved searches and your carts. Now, when we're using listings, which are the 3 buttons towards the bottom, listings is if I want to look for property that is active on the MLS. Today we're farming and prospecting, so you want to make sure that you're clicking on properties. You know you're in the right place when you have this additional list of layers that you can use. In Remine, you're going to use a combination of layers and filters to create your campaigns. Now, before we create campaigns, I want to show you different ways that you could search. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that whatever searches I'm doing are off-market properties. So step 1 was clicking on properties. Step 2 is going into my filters, and I can determine if I want to search residential or commercial. In today's class, I want to focus on residential off-market properties. So I'm going to click on the pin to pin it to the top. I have an additional step where I have to click on off-market and select off-market listings. This will do away with anything active in my search. My next step is I want to teach you how to find an area that you're interested in. There's different ways, and I have a few options below. We've got places, people, parcel ID number, also referred to as a folio number. You could search by MLS number, agent, or office. Farming and prospecting, we have the main basics, which are a city. So if you want to search by a city, let's say Coral Gables, it's going to appear, and I have a map icon. When I click on that, it's going to create the boundaries for Coral Gables for me, and now I can begin my search. I have more than 15,000 results. Aside from city, I'm going to go ahead and clear all filters. We want to make sure that we do that between searches. I'm going to click on the off market, and then I'm going to search it a different way. Let's say you're interested in a zip code. I can do 33133. The system will locate it, and then I can apply that filter. So now I'm really tight on a specific zip code. Now I have off market selected, and I have the zip code. That's another way that you can search. I'm going to click on the X. Let's say I wanted to search a building. You can input the name of the building, for example, like 500 Brickell, and you have either a little house, which will give you access to the property information for apartment 501, or you have the map icon. We want to see it on the map. On the right-hand side, you'll have access to these property cards. Since they're off market, towards the bottom, it's going to say building details, which will give you access to the building, or view all units. We want to work on view all units. This will give you the off-market units in a building that you can use to work. Here are those 253 units that I can then select, and I'm able to either export them or add them to a cart to work them later, if you're interested in working a building. If you're interested in working a community, you have that option too. So we can do Lakes of the Meadow, for example. This is a fairly large community that's in the Kendall area. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find my Lakes of the Meadow, and I'm going to apply the filter. This will give me access to the boundaries of Lakes of the Meadow, and it's going to give you your results, 2,273 results. So if I was an agent, pre-Remine, if I wanted to get a message out to these people, I would blanket the entire neighborhood with something like, you know, just listed, just sold, or are you interested in selling your property? Something like that. But I would have to hit up 2,273 people. That's a little expensive. In today's class, we want to learn how to filter this information so you can get smaller audiences, but more specific to your marketing message, which will give you a better return on investment and a better response rate. So now that I've showed you different ways to search, I want to show you different ways to layer that info. My first step is you can layer just like this. I can click on property value as my first layer, and I can decide, okay, from these properties, show me property that's over $1 million. I work luxury. I'm going to apply that. From 2,000 some, 47 meet my criteria. And I can work with these 47. Option 1. If I want to do another filter, uncheck it and apply. I want to show you the visual. So I'll be zoning in or zooming in on a particular area so you can see the parcels. I'm going to click on this little corner unit around here. You can see the parcels, which are the little blue dots that represent a home once you get close enough. If you don't see them, for example, you're looking at the map, and it looks like this, you just got to get a little closer. And that'll give you access to the parcels. Now, we already saw the first one, how I can separate or how I can sort through property based on price, property value. You have home equity as the next one. I love this one. Why? Most people are equity rich. So for example, I want to find people who have a minimum of $500,000 in equity in their home. Why would that be good? That would be good for me because most people who invested in property would like it to continue to help themselves and their families. If they take this equity and put it as a down payment for another house and rent it, that's another way that they can kind of leverage their initial investment of a home. And I could be the realtor to help them with that. So for example, I've clicked on this filter and I'm going to apply it. That's going to give me all of the properties that have that high equity. And from here, in this small section, I have 141, which could be sufficient for me to be able to begin a campaign. But you also have the ability to kind of zoom out. And within my entire community, I've got 500, not 2,000 plus. Let's say I want to get a little higher on equity, like 750. I have 86. Let's say I want to select them and work this. Once I select them, I can actually cart them in and give them a name. So my first plan is going to be equity, maybe potential investors. And then add my 86. And that's my first plan within my community. Let's do another one. So instead of high equity, let me uncheck it, apply. And let's do another filter. So I'm going to zoom back in so you can see my my parcels. And instead of home equity, let's do ownership time. I love ownership time. You have individuals who've lived in that property 15 to 20 years. People are staying a little longer in those houses. But the longer you stay in your house, the potential of your property being sold or you selling your property increases. Let's say I want to focus on people who've lived there more than 20 years. I'm going to apply. There's 130 in this area. Let's say I want to combine filters. You've lived in this area for more than 20 years. And you get a high equity, 500 to 750. And I have 39. Let me come out. And within my whole community, I have less than 200, but it's very specific. High equity, own the property more than 20 years. Property value, 500 to 750. Apply. Let's get higher. 750 to 1 million. I have 32. So you have a property of high value, you have high equity, and you've been there for more than 20 years. This could be a good audience. There's 32 that fit this criteria that I can begin to try to work with. And it's very specific. Okay. So I want to show you that you can go ahead and layer those. If I want to remove filters on the top, you can do it in a few ways. You can click on the filter and uncheck what you selected and click on apply. Another way to uncheck a filter that you're using is towards the top. So I'm going to click on the double arrow, and where it says high equity, there's an X, and I can exit out. Ownership time, there's another one. I can exit it out. And now I'm back to my original search, which is off-market properties in the neighborhood Lakes of the Meadow. Let's keep going. I'm going to zoom down so you can see the parcels. Let's do cell score. You might like cell score. So cell score says low, medium, and high. This is the potential that that property is going to list this year. You can click or better said in the next 12 months. So I can click on a high probability of the properties being listed this year. I'm going to click on apply. Within all of the properties in this area, there was 400 some, we have 8. If I move back using the minus sign, I'm now going to have within all of this neighborhood 40. So if I don't know where to start and I want new listings and I live in this community, because I think you should start with where you live, this is one of the first things that I could do. Reach out to potential owners that would be interested in selling this year. How do I cart this? I select it all. And I'm going to use the button cart. Think of these cards as folders. And this one I'm going to do high sell score. Lakes of the Meadow. Click on the gray and I've selected my 40 properties. This is another campaign that I could do. Okay. I'm going to uncheck sell score, uncheck high, and apply. Let's keep going. You've got absentee. Let me kind of hover. Within absentee, you have a few options here. You've got corporate owners. So if I want to work with specifically corporate owners, I can highlight those. If I want to work with owner occupants, that means the owner lives in that house. I can work with these. I've got absentee and state. You see the light orange. These are persons who do not live in the house, but they still live in the state. So they're close enough that maybe I can have a one-on-one with them, but they don't live in the house. So that's kind of like 2 lists or 2 campaigns at once. I'm going to apply. I can reach out to the owner, and I can also reach out to the tenant. In this area, there's 24. Let me zoom out. Within Lakes of the Meadow, I found all 140 that are being rented at this time. So if I want to work with persons who are renting, who I'd be interested in maybe converting into buyers, these 140 people, I can start working on them. If they don't want to buy, I can still help them rent. If I'm wanting to reach out to the seller, to the landlord, I can see if they're interested in selling that property. Since they don't live there, it's a good time. The seller prices are up. You're still in a seller market. So since it has so much potential, I'm going to select all. And I'm going to also create this as another campaign, this card. So I need to select all, card it. Think of these as prospecting folders. And this is called, these are our absentee owners. Lakes of the Meadow. Select, add 140. Doesn't matter how I name them. Absentee or come back into absentee. I'm going to uncheck absentee in state, and I'm going to check absentee out of state. Then I'm going to apply this filter. This is going to give you access to the individuals who do not live in the state. They don't live in the house and they don't live in the state. And there's 17 that are like this. That's a very specific message to a small group of people. That would also be another good option. I can select these and I can cart them. And I can say out of state owners, links, and add my 17. So I've got absentee owners and landlords, and I also got owners who don't live in the state. Can you combine two types of absentee owners at the same time? Yes, you can, Barbara. So for example, if I wanted to do absentee out of state, absentee in state, and apply both filters, they're going to put them together. I got 157, and we know these owners don't live in the house. Whether it's out of state or in state, we already have that list. You can select them all and cart. So I'm going to uncheck absentee. And now I'm going to go into flood zone. So if you kind of move through here, see the parcels. The flood zone is going to do just that. It's going to show you what homes are in a flood zone. You can apply. And if you want to reach out with hurricane information to those properties that are more probable to flood, then you can. Flood insurance is going up. Maybe they don't want to live in a flooded zone. You can decide on your building type. So for example, we've got single, condo, townhome, multifamily, other. Within a particular community, if you're familiar with it, you're going to know the property types. So for example, there's not many, there's some multi. So I can check those off and work those deals or those homes. Or you can get in a bigger area. Instead of a community, you could do maybe a city, combine filters, and you're kind of working a particular property type. You have land use, same thing. We know that this is a residential area, but if you're working with a customer interested in a different form of land use, then maybe this is one of those filters that you could use to review. Mortgage rate. Love this one. So this is going to show you, well, where are those properties where people are already paying 6%? Mortgage age. So here you can even find people who have no mortgage. So if they sell their property, they're going to make all profit. That could be a good option for us. Let me apply the filter. 113 in just this small area who don't have a mortgage. Within the community, there's 635 who don't have a mortgage. That could be the beginning of a good basis of your search. This is another good one. Last sales price. Let's say I want to work with people who have who have purchased their home and they purchased it for under 250,000. Last sales price. You got 0 to 250, 250 to 500, 500 to 750, 750 to a million and more. I want to work with these people. In just this small territory, we have 153 who purchased their home under 153,000. And from there, you know, we love to layer. Let's say I want to click on my cash buyers. Where are my cash buyers? Another option. Last sales price, 153 in this small area. I'm going to move out with my minus sign so I can see everything on my map. Here's 835 who purchased so that property is under 250. From those 835, let's start layering some stuff. Let's say that their mortgage age, they don't have a mortgage. So they bought it at 250, they don't have a mortgage. The building type, I'm interested in single family. I have 205 now. I want to work with owners, so I'm going to go with absentee. And I'm going to choose owner occupied. They live there. Let's do one more. Ownership time. They've been there more than 20 years. So it's a very specific group of individuals. They've owned the property. They've owned the property more than 20 years. I want to speak to the owners that live in single family homes with no mortgage that purchased their home at 250,000 or less. Then I'm going to add an additional filter, and I have off market. So properties that are not listed on the MLS. And then I want to be different, and I want to select floors. So I'm going to pin this to the top, and I have floors right here. And I want my floors to have a minimum of 2 stories. This could be, right, a minimum of 2. Let me move down, building type. Let me uncheck it and apply. All right, so we have 3. Maybe one is a little townhouse. So there's different ways that you can combine these filters to find a very specific person. Now, whenever this happens, it says results not available. You could do a few things. You can either zoom in a little bit more, and that'll give you your info. Another option you could do is you can also reset the search and pull it again. But that's a way that you can search. So for example, how do I clear everything? Clear all filters. And then you can start over. So Lakes of the Meadow, did it give me a big amount? No, it didn't. So what if I wanted to get bigger? And I wanted to do maybe Kendall Lakes. That's a bigger area. We have more than 15,000 results. So then I can really come in and see, all right, I want to work that section, minimum 2 floors. Okay, 1,475. Property value. Well, not property value. We want last sales price under 250. Mortgage age, has no mortgage. Building type. I can focus, single family. Absentee. Owner occupied. Right? And I have 19. Ownership time, 20 plus years. Let me get in. Apply. I have 11. Let me get out. I have 19. So the idea is play with these as you wish. Kendall Lakes, we went ahead and we selected it. Another way that you can work the system is you could draw. So if you want a particular area, you can always come in and you could draw. So for example, here's a square, and this is the area of interest for me. Right? I can work this little area here. This is the area I want to work. You can work it like that too. Okay, and this little area has 36. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys like all of the filtering that you can do to get real specific about your plan of action. Whatever you decide, however you want to filter these and save these, you can, of course, as carts. Before you select them, select all, carts. I'm going to clear all my filters, and now that we have some programmed in, I'm going to find them under carts. So now that I have a few of them already made, we have out-of-state owners. We have absentee owners. We have high sell score. We have high equity, right? So let's say I'm going to pick high equity to get started, and we're going to work on different ways to contact these individuals. I have a question about emails, phone numbers. So here for my high equity potential investors, I have 86. 86, is that a big sample? For phone numbers and emails, I like to have a minimum of like 200, 300. This one, high sell score, makes of the metal. We have 40. Absentee owners. We have 140. That's a little bigger. And out of state is just a handful. So 4 phone numbers. Again, I like it to be bigger. But I'm going to try my best with the high equity people. Those are the people I want to reach. So I'm going to select notes. That's going to go ahead and select all 86 properties. And I'm going to work on my export. So I'm going to click on export. You're going to name it. So high equity. And then here we have a little toggle that you want to untoggle. So you'll have it like this, and the system's going to want to give you all the columns. That's too many columns. So you're going to uncheck it. You're going to select with the drop-down arrow, owner information and property address information. And you can just click to select it. Once you have, go ahead and check off, make these my default settings, and then click on export. The system will go ahead and export this information as a CSV. It says it takes a few minutes. You're going to receive a green bar that's going to appear at the top of your screen when your list is ready. And then another place that you can find it is under alerts. When you click on there, you'll find that export as well. So we're going to give it a second, and I'm going to check the chat. How can I get a recording of this class? So this class is available on our YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing that with you guys. So here is the CSV. I'm going to download it. And it's going to open up as an Excel. So here I have my property information, and then I have the information of my customers or potential customers. So this is the full address. So then the number, the direction, the street, the suffix, the unit. It's all kind of, I'm going to click on delete, repetitive. This is excellent if you want to do a mail merge because you have emails. Then I have my address, my city, my state, my zip, the 4 additional numbers on the zip. And then here we have owner one's name, owner one's middle name. We've got owner one's last name, owner one's full name. So since I have the full name, this is also a little repetitive. So I'm going to delete that. And then I have owner one's email, owner one's phone numbers. Now, do I have them all? No, but I have some. And those numbers have been put across the DNC, which is the do not call list. So if it has a DNC, can I call them? No, I cannot, but I can email them. So, and some of them do not have the DNC. So I'm able to organize myself and begin to communicate with the individuals that are in this area. So you can communicate by sending them a postcard, which we're going to learn how to do. You can communicate with email. You can communicate with phone numbers. You also have owner two's info. So the second one, we have Chad. Here's his full name. So I'm going to delete. A little repetitive. You have owner two's info. And then you have owner two's details. Okay, so if you don't have it for owner one, you may have it for owner two. And then all together, you have a small sample, but it helps you get started, right? So I'm going to exit out of here. Let me just make sure you guys can see this. You can't. So I'm going to move over into the Excel's page. You guys couldn't see it. This is the Excel. You have the property address. You have the owner's full name, owner one. You have some of their email addresses for the owners. So emailing, is that free? Yes, it is. Can you create an email campaign? Yes, you can. And then you have owner one's phone numbers. DNC means do not call. Some of these are not on the do not call list. So if they are not, you are free to use that number. Here we have a few. Here we have one here. This is okay to call too. And then you also have owner 2. So if there is an owner 2, you have, if it's available, their email and their phone number. Did you guys like this? Let me exit out. So this is one of the options. This is your export. The second option I want to show you is the more. So let's do another one. Let's do the absentee owner. I'm going to check off absentee owner. I'm going to select all 140 properties. These owners don't live in the house. So I want to make sure that I'm sending an email or I'm sending a postcard to where they live. So you have the more button. You can click on print mailing labels. These absentees don't live there, but I want it to go to the property owner. And the address, I don't want it to be the property address because they don't live there. I want it to go to the mailing address. This is the Avery that's available that you can use. So you need to purchase the Avery label at the store, and then you put it in your copier or your printer. Then you print your labels. I'm going to click on print labels. It's going to drop down as a PDF. And here are my labels for individuals who are not living in the house. Some of them are living in Miami, just not in that house. Some of them are in St. Petersburg. We've got Coral Gables. Another Coral Gables, Cutler Bay, Pinecrest, Winter Springs, Doral. So you're able to send them an email, send them a postcard where they live. Okay, so that is another way that you can work the system. The only one that I'm missing is send mailers. So let's say I wanted to send a mailer. I'm going to click on send mailers. You can use Remine to create this for you. So it says name your campaign. This is called the absentee owners of Lakes of the Meadow. Of Lakes. Build mailing campaign. Now this system shakes hands with another system that's called PCM Digital. First time you log in here, it's not going to look like this, but you need to accept. You need to put in your name, your information. You're like registering for the program, and then press OK. Now, this is the list that we made. 140 pieces is $112 for a small postcard. This includes the art. It also includes the mailing and the postage. This is the like a medium-sized postcard. It'll be $117.60. A big postcard is $135. A letter is $134.40. A yellow letter is $151.20. And a snap apart is $127.40. And then you can choose your design. So let's say I want something easy like a postcard, a small one for $112, and I choose my design. From here, I could pick my design. I've got a few options that are already created for me. Let me let this load. We've got absentee owner. We've got co-branded to include your broker, commercial property, holiday greetings, general farming, fully editable if you wanted to create your own thing. New Year's, just listed, just sold. Let's say you're just letting people know that you exist. New realtor announcement, open house, property management, for rent, spring, and upload your own artwork. So from here, I'm going to click on absentee owner. And then I can pick one of the designs that were already created for me. So you've got unwanted tenants, having trouble meeting your property tax obligations, tired of owning property, got a property that has you feeling trapped. You have these options. Now, if you don't like these, remember that you can always create your own. But I want to pick one of these just so I can show you how easy it is to create your postcard and go. So I'm going to click on personalize now. My first step is I got my postcard. I got to select whom would you like this mail piece addressed to? I want it to be the homeowner. What address would you like the postcard to go to? The owner's address, because I don't live in the property. What colors would I like? You have brands and you have independent. Brands are like your big franchises. So if you belong to a franchise, you can pick it and it'll populate the colors for you. Or if you're in an independent brokerage, you can pick the colors that best match your colors. So Miami Association of Realtors is not a real estate company, but we've got green and blue. So I'm going to select that. And then I just want to see how it looks before I move forward. So I'm going to refresh my preview. And it looks good. So I'm going to move forward. I'm going to click on next. And now I need a picture. So it says upload your profile photo here. I'm going to choose my image. It's going to give me access to upload an image. Once you put it in the system holds it for you. So I'm going to upload my headshot. Enter your full name. Maybe I want to add in here realtor. Enter your company's name. And go ahead and put Miami Association of Realtors or Miami Realtors. Okay, and then I'm going to put my website, www.miamirealtors.com. You would, of course, put your own brokerage and you would put in your own website if you have one. Enter your office phone number or your cell phone, 491-8018. Any special offers, you can add that here. Upload a specific image. So if you don't want this picture and you want something else, you can upload your own image. I have a few in the system. Or you can click upload my image to have access to all of the pictures in your system. I wanted like a property shot. Let's do this one. Open. Refresh my preview. Okay, and then I'm going to move forward. Next. Now I'm working on the back. What do I need in the back? I need my logo. So I'm going to choose my image. I've got it in the system. Enter 3 benefits of working with your company. So we're going to do expert negotiator. That was 1. 2, we're going to do expert negotiator. We're going to do marketing specialist. And then for number 3, we'll do local market, a customer's testimonial. You can add it here. It says happy customer. I'm going to change that to maybe the Fernandez family, who's now living in Lakes of the Bay. Enter my office address. If I have a disclosure, and then there is an offer. So if I wanted to put in an offer, I can put in the expiration date. I didn't put one, but it expires 06/26/2024. Click on next. My list is here already. Absentee owners lakes. And as I load them into the system, look how many I have. I have 14 pages with 139 items, and I haven't had to delete anything. So I can come back here and I can do another marketing piece. Now, I like this a lot. This is if you want to add a specific address. So for example, I want to add an additional address to myself at my office, save and add more, so that I know, okay, this is the day that this went out. I got to be ready on my phone. Another option is, let's say I wanted to add the address that I'm listing, the owner's address, so they can see the kind of marketing I'm doing for them. It's another option. So you can add in additional addresses. So I'm going to click on next. Here, this is very cool too. From here, I'm able to pull out any of the addresses that are incorrect. So if they're incomplete and it's just going to be sent back to me, they're going to remove it. And that's another way you can save money. Now, our following steps are, we need to approve the design, the front and the back. And then we got to decide the frequency of the mailer. And then you pay. So you basically have done a complete mailing campaign with me in class today. The easier it is for you to be able to sort information, the more economic it'll be. So the more economic it is, because you are focused on a particular set of individuals, the more frequent you can do it. And these things take time. People need to know that you exist because you have a presence in their neighborhood. Let's proof it. I'm going to click design is approved. Now, if I send it out, it's going to be $104 out of 141 labels. It gave me back 131. And then if I hover over the little question mark, it's because 2 are vacant, so nobody's receiving mail there. 8 failed, so it leaves me 131. And then if I send it one time, the cost is 104. You can schedule it multiple mailings of this design to this list. So if I do that, I can check this off and decide, all right, you know what? I'm going to do a total of 3 mailers, and that's going to carry me into maybe almost into the last quarter, because I'm going to send it out every 6 weeks. And I know I'm doing something for myself and my business. I'm being consistent. I'm going to see how it goes. So how do I do that? I give the system a second. We proofed and everything. It's going to send it once already. And it's going to do it 1 additional mailing. I want to do a total of 3. So I'm going to do 2 additional mailings plus the original one. And now I have to decide, how frequently do I want to send it out? So I'm going to give the system a second. And then I'm going to pick whether I want it weekly, monthly, every 2 weeks, or every 6 weeks. Scrolling down. Every 6 weeks. And I know, okay, I'm going to do 3 mailings for my business, very particular to these individuals. It's going to be $313, but I know I'm doing something for myself. Okay, let me see. All right, there's my proof. Mailing frequency, we're doing 3. So schedule multiple mailings to the design. Can you guys see my screen? I picked 2, so it's 3. And then every 6 weeks, $313. Price per item is $2.36 or 39 cents. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to click on add to cart. And I guess this is the scary part. This is the pay part. But with that, guys, you created a postcard. You created a mailing list. You did it on your own. You don't have to pay for somebody else to do that. And that can be a little costly to design, to create. Going to the postcard, you need to sort the mail in a certain way. So that can be tough. But we know we have to do something, whether you want to call, whether you want to email, whether you want to do a postcard. And then, oh no, I'm sorry. I want to check off the one I did today. I could delete this one. and then I'm ready to check out. Okay, so that's another way. If you want to talk to a human, you got contact information on the top and you can chat with them. You can watch a video on how it works. You can speak to a human. 800-273-6374. Okay. I'm going to close out of PCM Digital. I'm going to go back into Remine. So from here, you can choose, do I want listing leads, buyer and listing leads? Now, these are from campaigns. This is going to be either digital marketing or mail marketing. We talked about mail marketing. So I'm going to do digital marketing. Step one for you guys to get started is you need to assign your Facebook. Let me close out this preview. You can do that towards the bottom. So you're going to click on Facebook pages. You're going to tap on link a Facebook page. Continue with Facebook. And it's going to prompt you to select your business page. Okay. I'm going to click on cancel, but it's going to take you through the steps. Once you linked your Facebook page, you need media. What kind of media do you need? Images, property images, maybe an ad. This I made with Canva. This I pulled from Canva. These are images that I've loaded. This I made with a okay to advertise list in Agent 3000. Okay. And how do I add them in? Add new media. Upload from device. This is going to be the pictures that you use for your ads. Your next step is going to be the dashboard. Within the dashboard, you're going to pick what kind of ad do you want to do. Do you want to do a Facebook listing ad? This is going to promote a listing in the display ad to generate buyer leads from Facebook. Do you want a Facebook ad for seller leads? This is again going to promote a listing and a display ad to generate seller leads from Facebook. Do you want a Facebook listing ad? This is for buyer traffic to promote the listing in a display ad to generate listing views from Facebook. Do you want a Google listing ad for buyer traffic? This is going to promote your listing in a display ad to generate listing views from Google. And then do you have or do you want a Facebook agent promotional ad? This is good for buyers and seller leads. It's going to promote your business in a display ad to generate buyers or sellers from Facebook. So to get started, I'm going to go with the Facebook agent promotional ad. And from here, I'm going to start building that out. So my first step is I have my preview on the right. And I don't really like looking at this yet. I like to close out because it looks a little overwhelming to me. But I can pull it out by clicking on Add Preview when I'm ready. Since I added in my Facebook page, it's here. And then if I wanted to, this is another place you can add your Facebook page. Who can I send this out to? This is going to be using geo-targeting. So you can pick a particular area. So I was working the area of Kendall. So not only are they going to receive, some people are going to receive emails from me. Some people are going to receive phone calls from me. Some people are going to receive phone calls and emails. And then some people are going to receive postage. And then some are going to see me on their computer. I'm going to be everywhere. Another option that you have is you've got 15 miles out. And you can go all the way out to 50 miles. If you're not interested in staying local, you can pick another city. Let's say you want to access people in New York. They're moving here. They're still moving here. And let's say you want California and such. Okay. What if you want another country? Right? That's another option for you. If you want another country. But we're going to stay local. I just want to show you that it exists for you to be able to do that. I'm going to do West Kendall, 15 miles. Now this is my creative. This is my headline, and this is the body of my text. And I can do my agent profile, which it's basically like a headshot. I can click on here. I can pick my headshot, confirm and close. And it says, you're a real estate expert looking to buy or sell, contact my name. I can open up my preview so I can see what that looks like. This is one option. I'm going to remove this here and I'm going to do custom image. This one I like better. This is my main image. I don't want it to be my headshot, so I'm going to remove it and I'm going to select from my library. And I have something like this I really like, or something like this. It's a building that had multiple units available that were okay to advertise. And then my agent image on the other side. My little head's cut off, but that's okay. Confirm and close. And I want to pull this out now. And it looks like this. Looking to buy or sell, contact Christy Denny's, your real estate expert. So where it says your real estate expert, maybe I want to delete that. And I want to say, I don't remember the name of the building, but this is an example. The loft, or 3 available luxury condos in the loft, starting at 800,000. So then towards the bottom, that's my updated message. And I gave them like the picture of the building, a view, some of the amenities towards the bottom. Looking to contact or sell, contact Christy Denny's. If you wanted to update this too, you can do something different. Now, if I click on here, it shows agent name, but you can auto-populate address, your name, the brokerage name, availability, city, etc. Okay, looking to level up your lifestyle, contact Christy Denny's. Now, is that perfect? No, but it's just an idea. 3 available luxury condos in the loft starting at 800,000, and then this is ready to go. I can add in a landing page. So that means, where do I want these leads to go in addition to sending me their info? Maybe I want them to also go to my website after. Copy. I can post that in there. I can click on next. All right, so I can choose a monthly spend. So that means, let's say I want to do this ad for a whole month. It's going to be $99. And this ad is going out for a whole month around Kendall, because that's where I picked Kendall, within 12 miles or 15 miles. If I don't want the month, the other option is one time. And I can choose from what date to what date. This is $99. I'm be spending $6.60 a day. Looks great. You are maximizing your spending. This is from the 26th to the 10th. Now, if I wanted to change this, I don't have to start on the 26th. I could start maybe on the 3rd. And then I want to be done, I don't know, on the 31st. So it's still $99. It's $3.41, like the month. I can change this if I wanted to. So it'll give me a minimum, or I can do a minimum of $80 for spending $2.76 a day for a month. So if you can do a one payment, you want to do it spread out through a month, you can. If I wanted to put more marketing dollars into maybe from the 1st to the 14th, or the 1st to the 15th, like 2 weeks, then I'm spending a little bit more, but how I want to. And then this is what's next. You pay, and then you can start your ad. And then this way you can do your ad, and it's not as complicated as the ad on Facebook. And it's already created for real estate agents. So it'll be accepted by Facebook. They already know what to put in place. so that your ad is accepted. But with that, guys, that is your Remine class. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it got your brains going with different things that you want to do for your business. I hope it got you excited, because actually this is the perfect time to market. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the class. I hope to see you guys soon again. If you have any questions, I'm going to leave my email for you. Bye, everyone.